What's up guys, today we're going over the new exotic SMG, the Osteo Striga, which has quickly become my favorite exotic in the game and maybe one of the best in the history of the game. This scene is absolutely insane in PvE, and in this video we'll be showing off how to get the weapon, going over all its perks and why it's absolutely insane in PvE, and finally going over a few mods I use to optimize it. And right now my code AIR is 30% off for G Fuel, so definitely take advantage of that. They have all kinds of really cool flavors. Go ahead and check out their store. The link will be in the comments and description, and find something you like and go ahead and try it out. So first, how do you get this weapon? Well, you need the deluxe version of Witch Queen, and after you do the main campaign you can shape the exotic SMG, and once you shape it you can then level it up and reshape it to have different magazines and barrels on it. So as you see in the weapon forger, you can choose from one of one exotic perk, which obviously makes sense, but then you have choices between all the different barrels, also the magazines, and finally you can also craft the masterwork already. And to craft the masterwork you need 3 ascendant alloys, which I only have 2, which you get 2 from the campaign, and you can buy 1 from the cryptarch, which we've done. I believe we've done an exotic quest that required us to use 1 and didn't really realize it, so we only have 2, and I'm not sure how to get a 3rd this week. I believe the rumor on the street is if you rank up Finch to 13 and also 18, as you'll see in the next screen, you unlock higher difficulty campaign missions along with the Wellspring activity, which is where it says you can get ascendant alloys from. But I've heard people have done that and have ran those repeatable missions and still haven't gotten a drop, so I'm not sure if it's an RNG drop and not guaranteed, or if it's only 1 per week or something like that, and we've already gotten that one. Anyone has gotten an ascendant alloy outside of the 2 from the campaign and the 1 from the cryptarch, please feel free to comment below how you got one and if it was through these 2 things from Finch. But once you get the masterwork, as you saw in the forger, you can already see what it does. Poison final blows return ammo to the magazine, so obviously that sounds extremely good. I'm definitely looking forward to get my hands on that. But looking at what the perks do on this weapon, it looks like perk fires a stream of sentient toxic projectiles that track the targeted enemy. Then its secondary perk, landing a final blow or multiple precision hits, triggers a burst that poisons nearby targets. So if we head over to the game and see what that all means, first, if you just hit a few precision shots on a single target, it will then proc the poison burst, and I think it's roughly 4, maybe 5. And the thing about this weapon is its tracking is so strong that you practically don't even have to aim with the weapon. As long as you're shooting towards the general area of a target, you will be hitting crits with this weapon, so it's going to be very easy to proc that on a single target. Then the secondary way of proccing the poison burst is just getting a final blow, which will obviously be more effective versus red bars and happen a lot more often. And whenever you do proc the poison burst, it will just simply poison all the enemies nearby and start that poison take damage on them. So in a way it's like poison dragonfly for this weapon, but a lot easier to proc than dragonfly because it doesn't require a precision final blow. And this poison tick rate is extremely strong, and as you'll see, it actually ticks higher and higher as it goes. So it's kind of designed in a way that it should finish off most enemies in the game that you proc it on. As you see, it goes higher, higher, and higher on Carl, all the way up to like 10,000. And as you see, we do almost over half of his health just from a single magazine from a primary weapon, which is absolutely insane. If we compare that to an Izanagi's Burden times 4 honed edge shot, just for a rough estimate of how much damage we're doing, as you see, we're doing the same amount of damage, if not a little bit more, than a times 4 honed edge shot in a single mag of a primary. That is crazy. So not only is this weapon extremely good for group red bar clear, it absolutely shreds through majors, ultras, whatever it is, and it's extremely good under light. I used this during our second run of our legendary campaign on our second character, and it's one of the only primaries that still feels extremely strong under light and will still shred through all the enemies in the game, while all the other primaries I was using during legendary campaign felt like I was shooting marshmallows at them, while this thing just still does a lot of damage just from the poison itself. You just go into a room, kill one main, and next thing you know, everyone else is dead. So yeah, this SMG is the real deal. It's extremely good fractor, really good at major damage for a primary weapon. But what makes this exotic SMG absolutely broken in PvE right now is the way it interacts with Necrotic Grip. And if we look at Necrotic Grips for the second part of the exotic perk, defeating a poison combatant spreads the condition to nearby targets, and this will work with the SMG. So just the base SMG, whenever we get multiple precision hits or final blow, it will then just do 1 burst and poison nearby targets. But now with Necrotic Grips on, if someone dies to the poison, it will then do another burst then if they die, another burst, so on and so on. So as long as there's enough enemies nearby to keep spreading it, it could in theory spread forever. And as we showed off on Carl, the poison itself is doing a huge bulk of the weapon's damage. So just killing one enemy in a room with the SMG and necrotic grip, next thing you know, everyone in the room could be dead, including majors. The poison damage is enough to solo a major or even like an ultra without even having to shoot anything at them. But you could also use this kind of like Anarchy 2.0, where you shoot one magazine of the SMG to get the poison going, then pull out a rocket, glaive, whatever it is, and do damage while the tech rate goes higher and higher. And there's been a few mods I've been using with this weapon to make it useful in builds. The first one's gonna be Kinetic Siphon, which makes any kinetic weapon create orbs of power, which is one of the new mods replacing Masterwork orbs. So in a way, just gives it a masterwork. Then the second mod I've been using to make it work with elemental well mods, because usually kinetics don't work at all because you have to match elements. But if we use Reaping Wellmaker, whenever we put down our class ability, our next final blow with the weapon will create a Void Elemental Well. So obviously that's been working great with Void 3.0 builds. Just go ahead and put down your Rift, your Barricade, whatever it is, and your next kill will create a Void Elemental Well. And with Void 3.0, all three of the class abilities are extremely useful. So that's a good way to take advantage of both Void 3.0 and also this exotic SMG. So overall, this SMG plus necrotic grip is just absolutely insane in PvE. You just kill one main, next thing you know, the entire room is dead just because of the poison damage and how much damage it does over time. I mean, it can simply just kill most enemies when you're on light just from the poison damage alone. And even when you're under light, it still just completely shreds through enemies because of the poison. And I don't even have the masterwork yet. With the masterwork, I believe you will more or less never have to reload with the necrotic grip combo, just because of how many of the kills are from the poison itself. But once I get that masterwork, I'll definitely make a follow-up video. If I can grind out Finch and farm the repeatable missions to get a third one, I will definitely do that. So definitely look forward to that video. I'm not sure when that'll be. But yeah, I think that is all I want to say about this SMG. I honestly don't know enough words to describe how good it is. It just is absolutely insane. The rest of the video will just be some strike gameplay with the SMG and the necrotic grips. Once again, my code AIR is 30% off for G Fuel right now. Definitely take advantage of that. The flavor I'm drinking today is Phase X. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.